Hey y'all. Well, I am going step by step on this makeup marathon day. And I just zoomed in a little more because now we're going to be getting into a little bit more detail. We have done pre-treatments and cleanings, we've done moisturizers and serums, and we've done concealers and foundation and brighteners and color correctors. All of which you don't need any of that if you don't want to. I will also tell you one thing that I didn't do is powder foundations, which I do love the Chanel powder foundation. And I do love the number 7 powder foundation. But I've already got foundation on, so I'm not going to do that. But maybe I'll do a separate one at another time. Yeah, it won't be in this series. Or maybe I'll tack it on as an extra. How about that? But we're going to keep going in order. So we've done our foundation. We have done our treatments and everything else. So now we are going to move on to the actual artwork of the face, and that is contouring and coloring. So, first of all, always start with contouring, not blush. Always start with your contour. And I've been using, hands down, what has become my favorite. But I don't want to ignore one that was my favorite before. One of my favorites is NARS Douceur, and it almost doubles as a blush and a contour. So I don't have that one as I used it up and I haven't gotten any lately. But NARS Douceur, D-O-U-S-E-U-R. Love it. It is a brown with a little pink undertone to it. It's very, very, almost not noticeable. But it's just not orange. And I'm so sick of everything having an orange undertone. But one of the just pure neutrals is this Tarte Park Avenue. And for some reason, it smells like swimming pools to me. Anyway, one thing that you do want to do with this is you want to have a big paddle brush style. This is a large powder brush. There's also bronzer brushes, but I just like something really big like this, and I'll show you why. Swirl it around, and you're going to see, for me, every person's face is different. People will tell you it should all stay up here. That's if you've got cheekbones up there. If you have little fatties like this, yes, I could do that, but it's going to just look odd. Bronzer is meant to cut in, or contour is meant to cut in, and so whatever's below it left will make it look, will raise your cheek up. So you don't want to bronze down here. You want this to stay the lighter color of your face, whether you are African American or Asian or Latino or white or whatever you are. You want this to be the lighter color of your skin, so that it causes a lift and a sunk-in look that gives you a little bit more that look. And that is the best look you can do to find where you should be. Just do a kissy face. And kind of stay backward. And that will help you find where it should be. Mine is a weird angle. It's almost straight up and down. But when you get there, right here is super fatties. And so I like to round it out a little right there, very lightly. Also, bronzer can be used to bring the light forward to your face. So you want to put dark around. And so people call it the 3. I'll just show you. You do up here, right there, and then right here. So that's the 3 right there. And then you want to blend down, which no one ever tells you should blend down, because you don't want just a dark space. So you can see it's a very subtle color change with this. It's a very cool neutral. The other one that I have been using almost nonstop lately, which I really do like, is Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it's called Tawny. And it is a little more tawny, a little more orange to it, but it's still very neutral. And I like it because it just does make a difference. If you'll notice, that was so light. Look at the difference here. It's just more pigmented. And then when I go up here and do my little, and I always do crossover right at the hairline. You don't want to make a line, so just make sure you feather that out a little bit. But really get it in the temples. And then you can come in and then under here. Remember, there's your 3. I don't actually do a 3. Hold on. But what I do is I make a line like that, just a brush, and then I blend back and forth, especially right there where the jowl is. And blend down, blend down, blend down. And then I always do one in the middle. Make sure, and then right on the chin. what are you doing? You're making a shadow, because this is where my fatties are. But you want to make sure you blend down really good, or it's going to look like, oh my gosh, did she fall over in some of her hot chocolate? And then also you want to make sure you do under the nose, if you have a long nose or a big nose. And all that does is keep the light up here, so it kind of raises it. And I have a really long bulbous chin, so I really hit that chin good too. And my part's over here, so I want to kind of make sure I get that really good. Okay, so now we have, now one thing you can also do if you want to, is use that same color and just put it on your lid like that, and it will take away, let me just do it. It's almost like a primer powder. And for some people, this would be their eyeshadow for the day. Just a very natural eyeshadow look. It's kind of overdone, but, and again, you would need to blend, 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 blend. Okay, so that is bronzer. Some people use cream bronzer. Bronzer, great for you. I think that's great if you have that kind of control. To me, it comes off of my clothes and stuff like that much easier than powder does, and just the control and getting it all over my fingers. You can use a brush. It's a different kind of brush that you would need to use. I have the Chanel one, which is famous for being the greatest bronzer, but to me, again, it's a little orangey, which this right now is looking a little orangey too, so I'm just going to tone that down with this foundation brush, just going to get that off a little. Okay. And always you can use a foundation brush, because it'll still have a little foundation on it, to kind of tone down if you've overdone it on your bronzer. That bronzer, you can see, was much more natural looking. And I almost wonder, did I not get enough on the brush? To be fair, I'm going to use a different brush and see. And this is a little bit older, but it's also very neutral. Very neutral. Yeah, I do love that. That's Park Avenue. I think I love it. Okay, Park Avenue is still a favorite. Matter of fact, so much so I'm going to go over this, because this Anastasia does still have a little bit of orangey tint. And yeah, I feel like it's taken some of that orangey tint down. Y'all, of the two, I'd say the Park Avenue from Tarte. Okay, now let's move to blush. Now, you can do a lot of things with blush. I got this year. It was extremely expensive. Y'all remember me doing this if you follow me. It's the Westman Atelier, and it is in Peau de Pêche. And it's really, really pretty. If you haven't done any other powder products, I would not recommend blending powder and creams. But this is a really pretty, it's kind of duo. If you use this, if I'd use that instead of this, I don't even know that you need much blush. But if you did, because this is a contour product, but you could just not even use blush. And it comes in this beautiful leather case. I mean, it's very, very elegant, y'all. It's kind of hard to get it out of there. It needs to stretch more. But anyway, very elegant. Along with it, I did go ahead and get the blush. Again, very expensive, I will tell you. And this color was, what is this? I think it's Dodo. It looks like doo-doo. I think it actually is pronounced doo-doo. But just look at the elegance of this. It's got the name engraved on the inside, almost like a Bulgari. And look at just the gold. It's very elegant packaging. I mean, very simple, chic, modern packaging. Very elegant. Again, you could use this for both your lips, your cheeks, and your eye. So it's a great product. Just expensive. So those two, if you got the money and you want to treat yourself, I think every once in a while you should do that if you can afford to. And you got all your bills paid and all your charities done. Tithe to your church. Do all that kind of stuff first. Then if you have the money, every once in a while, to do a mega luxury product, which this is, then go ahead. And I only did a few of the products. I did not do all of it. So sometimes you just pick a product or two. Sometimes I'll do that on skincare as well, when skincare is really expensive. So, but if you like cream products and you're thinking, I don't know about, something like those, a really good one is Clinique, and they have a very good duo. I have used that a lot lately if I'm going to do a cream product. And the reason I would ever do a cream product is if it's going to be kind of cool. People use it when it's hot, but they do have a lot of wax and cream in them, and so I think that's counterproductive to me. But I'm not a professional makeup artist. I would use powder on those days to absorb moisture. I would use the cream products when it's really cold, really dry season. So right now is the perfect time. But y'all know probably my favorite of all time blush is my Number 2, Rose Bronze from Chanel. I absolutely love it. I don't think there is a better blush in the world. It is just a true brown blush. It's a brown pink. It's a pink with a brown undertone, and that's why it's called Rose Bronze. You could use this without a bronzer, and I smile and do it on the rosy part of my cheek, and then go up. Stay away from this lower area that you put the bronzer on. If you didn't use the bronzer, you can. I also do, I overdid it there, but I also do the bridge of my nose, so I didn't mean to come down so low. Smile and get that little smiley, and then go up. And then on the front part, not back here, but on the front part of where you did your bronzer. I also do a lot right here because, again, I have a very bulbous chin. And then blend it down. And again, you could use the same product for your eyes. In the summertime, I particularly love to use the Laura Geller Baked Blush, and that's in Malibu. I'm not sure if you can still get it, but it looks like a sunburn. I will show you just a touch of it, and I use just a touch of it because that is hot pink, baby. If you like pink, you'll love this. I'm going to even use a fan brush and just lightly come over the top of the cheek right there and the bridge of the nose, right where the sun would hit you. Right there, the bridge of the nose and the top of your chin, and then right there where the sun would hit. I didn't do much just because it's not summer and it would look like, wow, she has a terrible blush job, because we know that she's not been at the beach. Let's see where we are. Did I run over? I think I might have run over on this one. Did I? Did I? No, but I don't have much time left. So that would be the cheap products. Trying to think, is there any other? Oh, for both contour and blush, if you want to splurge, this isn't that expensive. Sigma Beauty, get the Sculpt palette and the blush palette. This has all the blushes that you could possibly need and all the bronzers, and they can double as eyeshadows. So those two, I would definitely say these are winners. I go back to them often. Also has highlighter in it, so we'll get to highlighters next, and then we'll move to eyeshadows. And I hope y'all are enjoying this.